the camp, in the town we were at, and they had contact with some of these chaps that come under false. They hid their faces and things like that, but they had contact with them and they knew what was going on. And but we didn't know anything about that, of course. We were told after, but every now and again this plane had come over at night, only one plane, and he circled around the pagoda and away again. We never ever heard any bombs. But what he was doing, no doubt, we found out afterwards, he was dropping supplies to these guerrillas in the jungle, not very far from us.
I think there must have been some aerial photographs taken too.
Oh yeah.
Because I've seen a picture of non-combatant camp.
Yeah.
Another one nearby called Tavoy. Had you heard of Tavoy?
Yeah, that wasn't that way.
Yeah. Are any of the other medical orderlies from the CCS still alive?
Well, I know Keith Cole is. I know.
Where does he live?
He lives in Victoria.
Yeah.
You know, I know him. I always go and see him each time his first wife died. He's married again.
Yes.
Quite nice chap.
Oh. And did you, when you went over for the dedication of the POW memorial, did you see him? Did he go to it as well?
No, he didn't go. Actually, he was on a boat trip around Tassie at the moment. But I did meet up with him after we went out to his place, we had a meal with him.
Yeah. Are there any others that you caught up with while you were over there?
Mainly Sam or Keith.
Yes.
And most of the others, I think most of the others have passed away now. Most of the others are more or less were Tassie blokes. I haven't been to Tassie for 4 or 5 years, I suppose, but most of them there. But Sam.
Bevan Brown is still alive. He lives in Launceston.
Is he still in Launceston?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's changed his name. He's added the name Ward, Bevan Warden Brown.
Oh,
because there's too much confusion in looking for a B Brown.
Oh,
so many of them.
I think that I thought he moved up to Queensland.
No. Well, you're right. But he's gone back.
Yeah, I thought
because Stuart Simpson told me they used to often
he
dine
went
together.
to Queensland at one stage, yeah.
Now, let's go to the time when the war ended. What was the first notice that you had that the war was over?
Well, there was a bit of a rumour in the morning, but of course we'd had rumours for the last 3 years. Oh, the war's finished, and we really didn't take much notice of it until we were called together in one group, and our officer in charge of the camp, that's who he was then, he got up in the front and told us that the war was completely finished, yeah.
So who was that? Was it a British officer or?
I think it would have been a British officer.
Was it a Colonel Sainter?
Could have been, I wouldn't know.
You never saw any paratroopers drop in, or?
There was a paratrooper came in within about a week, and he came and walked in through the gate and talked to quite a lot of the boys, and of course he had guns and stuff all over, and we thought, boy, we never saw that many guns on a person in our lives before. And then it wasn't long before Lady Mountbatten came through. Every hut we were in, with big huts, about 10,000, she went through every hut, you know. And, one chap, all he was wearing was a pair of ladies' bloomers. He wanted that was the new Australian. And one about Sam Cole, I remember Sam, I got about 2 or 3 letters in the 3.5 years, or just notes, and something to Sam, Keith Cole got one note, and they said, oh, the Australian Army got a new uniform, and he looks new, he said, G-strings.
Yes. So where were you shifted to? How long did you stay at non-combatant after you knew that the war was over?
Oh, actually, from the combatant, we were stopped there. We were told to stop there until we were repatriated home.
Mm.
But Keith Cole and myself, we decided that we wanted to have a look at Bangkok, because I know a lot of the other chaps were going straight on trucks onto the ships on the way to home.
Mm.
So Keith and I took off with what we owned. Well, that's what we did. We'd supplied the clothing then, and took off to go to Bangkok. Started walking, and went out a few miles, and or 2 or 3 miles, I suppose. And there was 11 Dutch, because we were never happy with the Dutch at all. We didn't sort of see eye to eye to them. And there was this Dutch chap on the road, and he said, "You've got to leave past." "No, you can't go any further, you've got to go back." We said, "Well, go on." "No, you can't go." So we deviate around in amongst a native village there, and amongst the chooks and the dogs and everything else. And got on further, and then there was a jeep come along. We hadn't seen such a thing as jeeps before. Anything at all. We didn't know what was what. There's about 4 British officers on board, and "Where you going?" "Oh, Bangkok." He said, "Well," he said, "you got to leave past." "No." "Well, we just can't put you on because we haven't got a room." There's 4 of us in the officers, senior officers like they were. So they said, there's an Indian truck coming behind us. Get a lift from them. So when they came, they stopped and took us on board, and we went down to this river that had been, the bridge had been blown up, and we stopped there that night because of evening time, and the Japs were using the ferry there. They were doing something, and the Japs gave us a bit of a feed of rice, of course. And next day we, 2 of us got on this Indian truck again with across the ferry, and got into Bangkok, and we walked in, and they said, "Go on there, line up there. They're getting paid, line up." Well, we said, "We haven't got to leave password." "AWR, no, go on, get in." They were only too pleased to see people getting into Bangkok alone, I think. So we were there for a couple of weeks, I suppose. Sam and I, Keith and I, went all over the place, and night time and all the rest. And even at that time, there was the Thais and the Chinese. They were fighting each other with the Japanese rifles they had, because I think the Chinese wanted to put their flags up and the Thais wouldn't let them, something like that it was. And we went round in the town one night, and we didn't know afterwards that was the area where they'd been fighting, but 1 or 2 of our chaps got killed there. They were going in that area, and they were shooting each other, and they got killed. POW got killed in the fighting, and there.
Did you have a pay book still?
No, had nothing. Don't know, well, I may have, but don't think so though. Just got mislaid somewhere along the line.